Alright, how's it going, guys? We're Team 8. I'm Brian.
I'm Aaron.
I'm Serena.
I'm Jimmy.
And today we're going to be talking about 4 things your team manifesto must spotlight. So first of all, what is a manifesto? A manifesto is a published declaration of the intentions, motives, or views of the issuer, be it an individual, group, political party, or government. Today we're going to be talking specifically about the workplace. So 4 manifesto essentials that we found are time, relationships, rest and relaxation, and education. And Aaron's going to start off here with time.
Hey everybody. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the short and simple quote by Benjamin Franklin. You may delay, but time will not. So let's take that and carry over to our main points here. So when managing time within a group setting, you really want to hone in on 4 basic fundamentals, or 4 principles to keep in mind to get you to where you need to be going. First of which is minimize all distractions. Let's be real here. No matter how long of a time frame you have to work with, you're going to face interruptions, whether that be a month, a week, a year. They're going to stack up, they're going to add up, and they're going to give you a hard time in the long run. So there's a number of ways to go about dealing with this. It's a pretty general idea, and I'm going to be hitting up on those points in my later principles. But the main takeaway from this is that you really want to block out anything that doesn't matter, doesn't pertain to what you're trying to accomplish within that set time frame you have. So we're going to segue into the second point, identify and apply the tools at your disposal. Again, it's somewhat generic, but important nonetheless. You really want to know what you're using, like what application, what program you're using, and what tools and functions you have on hand. This can be anything from a do not disturb function, for example. Also, there's very simple tools that are at everyone's disposal, or should be, I would hope, such as alarms, timers, planners, calendars. These are all designed to help keep you on track and make sure you get to where you need to go in that time frame, like I mentioned earlier, which relates to my next point. Ideally, as a group, you want to allocate your time towards priorities. So your group should have a roadmap of what needs to be done and when working in a project, whether that be in a business or a school. You want to have that roadmap. What a lot of groups will do is they try to take everything on at once. How much can we do in as little amount of time as possible so we can just get it done? This isn't the healthiest way to go about it for yourself or your project. You're going to get flustered, you're going to get frustrated, and you're going to get burnt out. So the best way to go about it, at least with research like by companies like Gallup and Adobe, is you want to really hone in on 1 to 2, maybe 3 objectives if you're overzealous, and try to stretch that out, get as much done from those objectives as you can within your allowed time frame, within a very specific time frame. That way you're increasing productivity and quality along with it. You're getting the most out of your buck. So thirdly, lastly, you're going to want to meet with your team on a regular basis. A lot of people, especially in a group setting, especially at college, they'll carry on with the misconception that, hey, if we meet as little as possible, we have a lot more time to work on our project. And if you've ever been in a group project, especially at school, you know it's a damn lie. You're going to be waiting till the week before it's due to do it, and that's never good for anybody. So ideally what you want to do is you want to meet regularly with a team, so that way you have a natural system of checks and balances set up for yourself and for your teammates. Everyone keeps each other on track, you keep yourself on track, you know what needs to be done, when you need to do it, and ultimately the quality is also going to be maintained through that structure. But this can't simply be done just by working with, Joe Schmo every day, like, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? How are we doing this? It's not going to be the best it can be if you don't get to know who you're working with and really form the bonds and chemistry needed to function as a proper, strong team. I mean, let's face it, you work better with your friends, do you not? Someone you can trust, someone that you can depend on. You seem to mesh well and work well with these people, not just strangers. And Serena can tell you a little bit more about that, so I'll let her take it from here.
Thank you. So, the second value that you should maintain in order to have a successful team is relationships. A quote from Michael Jordan says, "Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence wins championships." Business is a team sport, and having a deeper connection with your coworkers and team members will improve your outcomes a lot more than you think. On average, we spend about 40 hours each week with our coworkers, and in some cases, that's even more time that we spend with our own family and our friends. This is why it is essential to build meaningful relationships, because if you don't have good relations, then work will become a lot more dreadful than you want it to be. With that being said, here are 4 tips on how to build meaningful relationships. Recognize your peers. Take that first step and introduce yourself. Peer recognition has shown to increase productivity and engagement, and it's crazy how a simple hello can lead you to a million things. Take team building seriously. Team bonding events are a great way for you to connect with your coworkers. So even if you can't make every single one of these outings, I do recommend you to try to at least attend one of them. These typically come with free food and free drinks, and who doesn't like free, right? Get out and get moving. After long periods of work, exercise can be helpful with recharging your minds and boosting up your mood. Studies have shown that 20 minutes of exercise for your mood can last up to 12 hours. So taking a few minutes out of your day and exercising with a coworker can make a stronger connection. Last but not least, maintain boundaries and keep it light. Make sure you establish your boundaries and keep things light and focus on work first. Don't get too deep or too personal until you are comfortable and know where you stand with your coworker. The more you understand, the easier it is to build deeper relationships. And even though it is important to maintain healthy relationships, don't forget to take care of yourself. And here, Jamie will talk about that.
Alright, so now on to rest and relaxation. Before I can tell you the benefits about this, there's 4 reasons or 4 ideas of why not getting good rest or relaxing can hurt you and your team manifesto. First is procrastination. Just by a show of hands here, who likes to procrastinate? Great, me too. Basically, for those who don't know exactly what procrastination is, it's basically delaying your work until the day is due. And doing this shows poor time management to others. And this also shows that you don't value your peers' ethic. Next is burnout. Burnout is basically doing work for a long period of time without taking any breaks. This right here could cause mental breakdowns and also stress. When you think of burnout in general, it's basically doing tedious work. Third, this also causes negative energy. This right here, let's say you come into work and you didn't have a well-rested nap the day before. This causes people to have the chance to be more short-tempered, and since they're not conscious of what they're aware, this causes unnecessary conflict in the work area. And last is health diseases. Studies shown that on average a person should have 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Not doing this consistently could cause high blood pressure and also raise the risk of strokes and heart attacks. Right now, on the bright side, there's many benefits that can help you in the long run. First is time management. Having that relaxed mentality can help one portray on how they want their day to be. And doing this consistently would set up a routine. This schedule right here could help people become more productive when necessary. Next, this would also bring in a positive atmosphere. Research shows that people tend to be more socially active when they're less stressed. This right here would improve relationships among your peers and also bring in quality of work. Next, this also amplifies team motivation. A well-rested person can help boost their team's momentum. A great example of this would be like a team captain of a sport, encouraging your team members that they can do this and not give up. This could be like going from like an office job or, like how I said, work. Anything in general, really. And lastly, it's being more open-minded. This allows you to be more aware of your surroundings and also opens up opportunities for you to learn from others. Keeping an open mind also allows you to learn new things. And with that being said, I'm going to pass it on to Brian.
Thanks, Jimmy. Alright, so the last point that we have is education, and one of my favorite quotes is, "Everyone you will ever meet knows something that you don't," and that was said by Bill Nye. So learn something every day. And some of the things we're gonna talk about under education are some of the methods and the benefits that come along with learning new things. So obviously, one of the new methods is new employee onboarding. So typically, every person that gets hired, they go through about a week or 40 hours of training, and that's what's recommended that you do on a yearly basis, not only when you're onboarded. And some of the ways that you can do that is face-to-face learning, so you might be set up with somebody who's already been at the company a couple years, and they'll sit you down and they'll kind of guide you through how you need to do everything, what you need to do, and some of the tips and tricks to get there. And then another method is seminars and conferences. So you and a group of people, maybe just yourself, get flown out somewhere, you stay over the weekend, you attend a couple seminars, you take that information that you learn and you bring it back to your team and you implement it in a new way. And some of the benefits that that's gonna have is you're gonna have more knowledgeable employees, and then you're gonna do a little bit of cross-training. So like I said, it's recommended that every person gets 40 hours of new material a year. And by doing that, one of the benefits obviously is cross-training, because you're gonna be able to, say you're working on a project and a lot of people coming together, knowing how to do a little bit of everything works better than everybody coming in and having a specific job that they have to do. And that's overall, that's gonna increase your revenues. It's shown that companies that implement the program where there's at least 40 hours of new training every year are 9% more profitable than other companies that don't have new training. And so that's gonna wrap up our presentation. So again, the four most valuable things that we found are time, relationships, rest and relaxation, and